Hobby was like, as he was dancing, his eyes were just right fixed on his drink, right? And true to it, he saw this guy opening. Hello, my Zion kings and queens. How you all doing? If you're coming across this face for the first time, my name is Kate, and this is Kate Igodo and Family, where we get to give you family-oriented content. All right, so if it sounds like, I'm not even going to say if it sounds like what you would love, just no, subscribe right now, join this family. But anyways, story time. I am on my lunch break, so I thought I should just use it judiciously. But anyways, I want to tell you guys a story on how my husband got poisoned. Okay, his drink got poisoned. Let me put it this way, his drink got poisoned. So according to the story, right, his elder sister was to celebrate her birthday, and they did the birthday. She picked their family home to do the birthday. And so I remembered Hobby said he left of course, school back to their hometown, to go join the elder sisters to celebrate the birthday. So they were all excited, preparing for the birthday party, etc. Everybody, but the heart of a man is desperately wicked. During the party, fast forward to during the party, he said, according to him, and Hobby, thank God. In fact, I learned that from him. Hobby is someone who is very, very meticulous in his doing, very meticulous in his surrounding. Like, you can't catch him on guard. Hobby does not lose guard. I learned that from him, because he will always tell you, look, you got to be careful. You always have to be careful. Don't take anything for granted, especially this idea of going to a party or going to a gathering and just leaving your food carelessly. Who would have thought? So he said they were all seated in the living room, right? And then there were other people who were still outside. Some people were, I think, a big living room, they were holding the party. And then some people, just outside here and there. And he said he got up. He had this drink. And then, he got up to dance, okay? But he left his drink on his seat, on the floor, just around his seat area. You know how you just have your drink and just right in front of you. I'm sorry, I need something to drink. But anyways, so he said he left his drink, just covered it, and stood up to dance. But nevertheless, even though he left the drink, his eyes were right, like all the dance, he will be dancing, but his eyes was right, on the drink. His eyes were just focused on, paying attention to the drink. And he said, as they danced, this guy just from nowhere looked around and thought that, people, now everybody was, just engrossed, invested in the dance and whatever. He did not know that this person that left this drink, that his eyes was on the drink. And so this guy opened a substance and then poured in some substance inside the drink. He said he saw it and first of all, he was shocked, but he wasn't shocked. And then he didn't even act like he saw anything. He still continued to dance. And then after the dance, he now quietly went. Of course, he saw the guy. So it's not a case of I'm going to have to look for the person. Do you know that even after the guy deposited that substance in that, he was still hanging around, apparently hanging around to see when this Hobby will drink, from that glass, and then see the repercussion. You see how some people you think it's everybody. You think multitude, mixed multitude. This is what the Bible talks about, the mixed multitude. Some will come to a gathering to celebrate with you. Others will come to just cause havoc. And so Hobby just quietly went and sat down, and then after some time he got, because he wanted to nab the guy, so he didn't want to show any sign at all that he saw anything. So he then quietly got up and walked around and held the guy on his chest and said, you know what, you see that drink, you go drink am today, you must drink. The guy was trying to act like, oh, what is this, what is going on, what is, no. Hobby still held him like, I am going to, you know, that thing, that whatever your thoughts was for me is what will backfire on you today. Like, you see that drink. So everybody was shocked, like, what is going on? Hobby was furious, Hobby was angry, according to him. He said he don't even land them like two already, papa. He was like, you are going to, you see, the guy was like, oh, Oga, waiting. So everybody now said, oh, what is going on? Like Hobby is such a quiet person, so everybody was shocked, like, what is going on? This is unlike him, blah, blah, blah. So he now told them what happened. At that point, it was at that moment, the whole crowd knew that this guy, you have touched, you have done there. You have, no, you are in for this one. So, but they still intervened. The guy started begging, started asking for forgiveness, started asking for, if not, in fact, Hobby in turn started, because when they saw the atmosphere, like, no, if we don't protect this boy, something, because people were just shocked, like, how can you came here to celebrate with these people, you came here to celebrate with this family, and this is all you have to offer? Like, this is what you have to offer? Like, all of a sudden something will just go wrong, atmosphere will just change from celebration to something else, God forbid. That was how that ended. But I say that to say this. You see some of you that just say, okay, you know what, it's a party, you just leave your drink carelessly, you don't just leave your food carelessly. My dear, it is not everyone that comes to a party to celebrate that really actually came to celebrate. Some came to just cause havoc. Some came to just turn the atmosphere upside down in a negative way. So please, be very careful, be very sensitive, and be very, be cautious of your environment. See, I used to be, but after that story, long time, this happened long time, but I was like, you can't, not lose guard. Don't lose guard. I used to always tell my children, because these are our kids, they don't even, their Hobby told them that story, they were shocked, like, what? So we told them, we said, wherever you go, any drink you leave, and in fact, that is a norm, that is a tradition in our, any drink, we always tell the kids, if you go to a party, if you leave any drink to go use the restroom or to go talk with someone, if you step away, please don't come back to that drink. Your food, finish it. If your drink, finish it. But if you leave it and step away, please, I don't care. Like, I'm trying to, yes, call me petty, call me anything. I would rather you go that extra miles than for, I'm not going to totally say, oh, everyone that sits on the table with you or that any party you attend, but believe me, I would rather take extra precautions. That's the word I'm looking for. I would rather take extra precautions than hear stories that touch the heart, or sorry, that touches the heart. But anyways, yes, please, if you go anywhere, okay, if you go anywhere, be very, very sensitive, be very, very, be mindful of your of your environment. This my correct sweet husband. I say, who wants to come and this my God sent husband. Kate, I know you will be extra. This my God sent husband, that heaven sent to me. Oh, guy, you don't know that the destiny of so many people is tied and still tied to that man that you want to take his life. God forbid. Somebody say God forbid. But anyways, I love you guys, and there is absolutely nothing you can do about it. Hey, if you're not part of this channel, you're going to miss, because so much is coming. We are about to download. We are about to download so much. I laugh a lot. And if you're not following us on we have 2 channels on YouTube here. We have our comedy channel, Igodo Family TV, and then we also have this baby channel. This is a channel, want to just dedicate to family, everything family. But the other channel is comedy. Okay, I love you guys, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. I'll see you next time. Mwah. Bye.